Well, I was born. No, I will start. I will start right with my lecture with a personal insight related to the golden sponsor. Right, you might not believe, but during my PhD studies, it was more than 20 years ago, I've met a great guy who was just interested in biometrics, and this guy name was Jarek Chaya. And I believe you all do remember he is the founder of Future Processing Group. I love this campus. The nature, the books, computers, the philosophy, a great company. I would like to express my thank you for being the partner of this conference. And again, thank you for the invitation. I'll be honest with you. I've written my first line of source code more than 40 years ago. My father designed algorithms, and that's why I've started my career at early age. But I have to I'll be honest with you, and frankly speaking, it's the cybersecurity which is the closest to my heart. But the data platform and Microsoft was close to my heart as well. So today, I'm gonna talk about my insights, very general. Usually a keynote session is a helicopter level view of some experiences on some topics. Some of my students will be delivering talks today. Well, I'm proud that I can have a chance to interact with you. And today, it's my keynote, and tomorrow I will provide a more low-level detail session related to SQL Server security. So if you have time, I invite you as well. So 25 years of experience, quite a lot. So maybe you can see or not, right? This is the version 7.0. And I have decided to choose this topic because of my personal involvement in Microsoft Data Platform, but not from the creator, but from the taker perspective. So I just want you to go through the history with me. So starting with the version 7.0, let's cover no more than 3 stories from my life related to those platforms, and we're gonna finish at the version 2022. During my activities, my professional activities, I have started some initiatives, and one of them is a special interest group which is running among the people gathered in another great community. This community is called Polish Information Processing Society, and the SIG is entitled IT Future. So I was always looking ahead to grab the future. A glimpse ahead related not just to the data platform, of course, but today we're going to go back in time. We're gonna see some snapshots, and I believe this will be a good starting point for exchanging ideas and experience between you during the break, and not only during the break. So as you can see from the intro to summary, and let's start with the introduction. It's good to say a few words about my experience, of course, this is my keynote, but what I've spotted at the early age of my career is that it's very good to listen to people. Right, I'm a university professor and I'm listening to people's voice. You might not believe, but 20 years ago, a very clever student, Paula Januszkiewicz, has entered my lecture room. We're talking about security. I have spotted a brilliant young person focused on a given interesting topic. And some years ago, it was me attending her session during the Microsoft Technology Summit in Warsaw. People standing and watching my student delivering the talk. So I think it will be good if we connect. And I do understand we have a special app. You may rate the session, you may provide the question, you may provide the answer. I believe I can respond, I can see some interaction. But if it is not a problem for you, I would like you to add one more platform. I love this one. I've seen once Ginval Coldwind That guy related to security just finished his more than 10 years of career at Google. He's my master, like I'm learning from him. And he has shown the potential of the poll everywhere. I was looking for such a platform and I found it. It's Slido. And if you type in the invent code box SQL, you're gonna enter this event. Maybe you prefer to provide this shortened URL, or yes, to scan this QR code. Yes, it's true. In 2007, we were two sitting in Hotel Gołębiewski in Wisla, me and Piotr Konieczny talking about building something that will raise the awareness about cybersecurity. It was just before niebezpiecznik.pl was founded, but I would like to assure you this QR code is safe. You can scan it, okay? You can use another platform, whatever, another path, whatever you will choose. Okay, I'll try to share with you one. Yes, I think it will be visible in a moment. I hope so. All right. Right, it's visible. And the poll. Okay, so if it's not a problem for you, I will refer to the results at the end. So what was your starting point? Okay, I will deliver my short history in a moment, but if it is not a problem for you, please join this event. Wow, you are quick. And I will start one more. Okay, related to insights. This is the ideas section. All right, so now I will take it off and we can move to the main part of the conference presentation. Okay, so yes, I've shared the information, but I do some research work. I'm an employee of Silesian University of Technology, but to tell you the truth, all of my research work is currently undergoing in a consortium called Cyber Science. So we are interdisciplinary. Referencing the data and the data understanding and data usage, data platforms, we're not just talking about the tech stuff. We're talking also about privacy, for example. So we have some background, if it is going about the use of the potential of Microsoft SQL Server, and we are using this. We have some ongoing projects, and it's my honor and a privilege to coordinate the cybersecurity sub-area of research topics, which is a part of the AI and data processing area of research. And I would like to share this opening thoughts because I think it will be crucial to spot the connection between the data platform and the research that we are conducting. So you can see the MIT professor, Professor Katabi, talking about the new way of seeing the smart home. It won't be, Alexa, what's the weather today? It will be like, I'm opening my eyes and I have the system working with the data, with the input, and providing the actions. You know, the interesting project, which can be very, very useful. I do remember my first research 20 years ago, the use of eye tracking in order to detect the condition of a driver of a car. So let's forward to 2023. Maybe you have heard about this project. So we can analyze, and we have algorithms which are analyzing data and providing the information if it is going about the safety of the driver. So the data platform is, the data is everywhere and the data platform is present. And the key question is related to application. I'm in the field of biometrics. My master, my PhD, and my DSc is related to biometrics. I think it's a great area of interest. It's not just about the user identification or user verification. It's about other applications. So for example, you can use this video input in order to detect some not necessary changes if it is going about my health condition. You can spot that there is depression ongoing. So we have a lot of serious applications that we can apply. And referencing the human, we can bring more examples, like, for example, this one. Okay, I think we can see the data platform on one hand and the array of application in another hand. So how about to understand the mimics, the gestures of such a young person? And talking about gestures, have you heard about lip motion? What's a fantastic startup? So you have an input, a scanner device in front of you, and maybe you'll be using your fingers in order to say that it is you in front of the computer. Behavioral biometrics is very cool and interesting. I will not provide more information than if you take a look under the hood, you're gonna see the scanner, of course, you're gonna see the transmission of the data, and you're gonna see the data platform and some procedures running. And without the SQL server, I won't be able to build such interesting solutions, not just the data platform. Sure, we need to focus on some other technological components. We are using the Microsoft potential, and this was about my research projects, and some research projects can be conducted during my free time. Hubert mentioned about the data community and its activities. It's my honor to be the founder of the 7033C. Maybe you can see this, it's ITSec. And we have some group of people interested in cybersecurity, and during our free time, we're exploring the aspect related to data security, but they are from the cybersecurity perspective. For example, you can take a look here at the reconnaissance phase, finishing on the impact. You can see some techniques here, and this atlas, it's about AI security. Have you seen this? And the important question is, have you tested those examples provided here? You know, I think it's a good idea to cover such interesting topics if it is going about the AI and data is strictly corrected. I've been mentioning about depression, about the analysis of the facial features, and how about my interaction with this remote or with my smartphone. Maybe I can grab some additional information. You know, I will not provide more information than just a signal, but I've been focusing on steganography as well. So it's about the data and some transformation of the data. Maybe it'll be again about authentication. So enough of the projects. Let's focus on the data platform. I will go through this very quickly. Well, I was truly happy because in my city, Katowice, southern Poland, Microsoft decided to open a regional office. It was on 1st of July of 1998, right? That was my first company. I do remember all of those fantastic activities covered through 5 years, starting with this situation. So we had to cover the distribution of software. You know, it was in the previous century. We're building something bigger in our office, and it was called .NET Competence Center. And we are focusing on doing some interesting projects as well. Maybe you have heard about the Tuva project, a great project delivered by Microsoft Research, and we're during our free time working on such projects. So our .NET Competence Center was the place where we can focus on some new achievements. And of course, we can provide more information about it, and I will provide just one opening story. You can see this mobile device. This mobile device was stolen. So having in front of yourself such a situation, so I was, during my free time, this mobile device was stolen. We got the footage. We have this CD with this multimedia. We have police trying to find the information about the user present. You know, I'm a biometric guy. I was thinking that if it is going about looking for a person, having the facial features, you can just run the scan and that's it. And I will provide you with one more information. This phone was, let's say, borrowed by a young man uh, speeding this car. It's Renault Twingo. You've seen this car. All right, with the license plate, with the first three letters STA. I've mentioned that I have my students, and during one of the master seminars, I've asked maybe someone can help me, and it happens that one of my students was working for the police, and he has run the query. There were three cars with the license plate starting with the STA. Unfortunately, I received the letter, we are unable to identify the person. Well, my conclusion is that we have the power of platform, but what is the current life situation and how can we use this potential? Sometimes it doesn't work. 1998, right? I was doing my first studies. You can see my first boss, right? My first company meeting, maybe you can see here, we have the Microsoft Direct Access. It was a long time ago. And to make this quick, it was a great year. You do remember 1998? Okay, two Stanford students founded Google, but it was the Steve Jobs who has returned to Apple and introduced the new iMac. And finally, IEEE introduced some foundations for current standards for wireless communication. It was 1998. And the platform was the version 7.0. You can visit, and I encourage you to go through the archive.org, those resources. I believe you're aware of the existence of such a great portal. You can have a time travel and you can see, for example, details like this. Please take a look at the hardware requirements and the versions. Right, I feel excited because it was the beginning. I've just got to know the platform with the potential and with the understanding, but it is crucial to think about the requirements, properly design, and finally optimize the database. You know, it is true not just for the databases, right? If you take a look at networking or operating system, I believe we all do understand it was of utmost importance to focus on such things. I've spotted at the early age of my career that the cybersecurity is a very interesting aspect. So I've seen not just the basic operations like the backups, etc., but also the role of authentication. So how to think about the usernames, the logins, how to think about the passwords, etc., about all those situations which are related to the platform. It was for me just the beginning, you know, the eye-opener. Fast forward to the year 2000. What happened that day? Well, that year, a lot of activities. I'm bringing my personal photo. Well, we've been running the .NET Competence Center. You can see on this table, you can see some sheet of paper, and those were hands-on lab manuals. We're learning from the developer perspective about the platform, which was the Microsoft SQL Server version 2000. It was a great experience building your first ASP.NET app. We were doing a lot in order to cover not just Microsoft Windows 2000, you know, next version to Windows NT 4.0, but also we're dealing with Y2K bug. I do remember the preparation phase. And one more event that I bring to you is the starting phase of a group related to Bluetooth standard communication. So 23 years ago, we've got such a box which we can grab the disk and install. Maybe you can reference such great software solutions even today. So I will not focus on the details, just maybe mention about the user-defined functions. We all do remember, right? From the very beginning, we can execute the stored procedure. And how about the inline function, user-defined inline function? It was available here. Well, the load shipping and other functionalities provided here. And what is very, very important is the integration aspect with such powerful Microsoft Visual Studio. I know it's a history aspect, but we have to mention on the potential that was available there. The Kerberos, the data transformation services, I believe it was a very good foundation for the year 2005. But before I will move to there, I would like you to take a look at those keywords. So thinking about the performance, flexibility, and integration as an important aspect related to Microsoft Data Platform. Of course, it's my perspective. And me as a security expert, right, I've been focusing on such aspects. And first, sure, use the potential if it is going about the security features. And next, do not forget to stay up to date. Today, I will not reference attacks and threats. I will do it tomorrow. 2005. And if it is going about this platform, I believe, yes, before I will move to this, I have found this photo. Maybe you can see a great expert here. Well, two great experts. You do remember? You do know? You're right. Here is Marcin, right? Marcin Sielga, right? The best, one of the best specialists in Poland, right? And it was an honor for me to have a chance to grab the information during such wonderful meetings. Okay, so 2005, maybe I will not talk about YouTube and other very interesting events like the premiere of Xbox 360, but let's focus on the platform. What do you remember? If it is going about the version 2005, maybe such things like, I will bring it to you in a quick way. So we have the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, right? Next, we have the analysis, reporting, and integration services of the power of working with data, and from my perspective, new security features. So still, having this platform in front, I think it will be good if you just notice that, yes, this SQL Server book is still available. If you would like to grab more information, you can do it. And I will share a few thoughts if it is going about the history. And we're moving to 2023. You've heard about the details of the history. I provide you with the two internet sources. And of course, I will share with you this presentation. If you're interested, please go ahead. And one more thing. All right. I do remember the start of this project. I'm at the heart of the version 3.0, if it is going about the virtual study. I do understand that there are a lot of resources which are available only in Polish. The Virtual Study Pro is still available to us. This portal is up and operating. And you can hear those great people in the first row, including Paweł Potasiński, delivering the talk about the SQL Server platform, but it was years ago. So the history, I think, is fascinating, but how about nowadays? 2022 and three keywords. First, datification. And I think we all do understand we have a data-driven world, right? We have a data-driven company, we have a data-driven everywhere. If you just take a look at the data never sleeps, you can see what happens during every minute. But what is very interesting, and I provided here, is that you can see the change starting from 2013 and taking a look at 2022. So we have upgoing challenges. We have the as-a-service paradigm upfront. So backup as a service, AI as a service, etc. And finally, we do have to see the connection. I've mentioned about the data platform and the data, and how about the cloud computing and the power of it. I think we're using this nowadays and just trying to share with you the newest history. We've heard about the potential of OpenAI, sure. I will not reference more to this, except the one very important information that there are projects which are based on the use of a given data platform or machine learning algorithms, which are very interesting. How about this one? Very interesting, the artificial nose. I'm not sure whether you have met Professor Ryszard Tadeusiewicz. His master thesis was related to this topic. Right, fast forward 40 years, and we can see this up and operating. You can grab the architecture. I will not provide you with the details, but you can take a look at such wonderful projects. Let's move further. There are more of them. Have you seen the Prometheus movie? A great one. Ridley Scott. So, just referencing one scene, grabbing the information about the environment. So we can start the drone, and hopefully we are not going to look for this drone later. So we have the goal of creating a 3D version of a real environment. And grabbing the input data is the first step, sure. Next is to transfer and to store, so we can see the relevance and the significance of the platform. There are more. Angel eyes. I've just referenced a young person a moment ago. It's very crucial, very interesting topic. Code defect. I'm not sure whether you have heard about it. So we have the project related to predict which source codes files carry a higher risk of a bug. Cool one. And we can see the explanation if it is learned about why such a result has appeared and sketch the code. You've seen the ChatGPT 4, right? So I provide not the text, but I provide the image. This can be a sketch of a website, and I can grab the working HTML prototype. As I remember, Mark Rusinovich has provided such an example, but it was a game, a simple game. A lot of interesting projects which are to be explored. I think it's good to observe what is running nowadays. A brief summary from my perspective. All right, so a comprehensive, all-in-one powerful platform with very useful and as well full of potential tools, with some aspects which have to be put at the first sight. From my perspective, it's security, it's about the integration with other technology elements. So those closing remarks are almost the last part of my presentation, but we have started the slider at the beginning. Okay. All right, and I think I have to provide more time. Yeah, amazing. Is there anyone from Microsoft? Right, cool. Okay, I will deactivate the topic now. Okay, cool. Thank you. So, yes. But there are 4% people, right, from 1989 till 1993. Let's meet during the break. Let's have a talk. Before our finish, I would like to share the following slide. You do remember I've referenced biometrics, right? A few times. It's a nice photo. And please think about it. It's now, I'm not saying it's an easy task, right? But it's achievable. You can, well, detect faces, maybe more. But I think it's very important to exchange the stories between us. And this keynote has been completed, but referencing Steve Jobs, one more thing. This week, I will have the chance to be the chairman of the main stage at another great conference related to Microsoft technologies. If you have time, I would like to invite you, and please see you during this event as well. If you would like to stay connected with me, it will be my honor. You can see my Discord user ID and my LinkedIn profile. Thank you very much.